3M did indeed come out with a forecast for the full year, saying earnings are going to be 920 to 970 per share. Sales are going to grow 5 to 8%. Now, this is after the company came out with numbers that beat in the most recent quarter. The shares weren't doing a heck of a lot in pre-market trading. Revenue growth there too, strongest internationally in Asia in particular. And still, the company is seeing its strongest sales within health and personal safety, right? This is a company that has become well known throughout the pandemic. We used to say 3M, the maker of Scotch tape. Now we say 3M, the maker of the N95 masks. So that unit continued to be strong for the company. It was up by nearly 14%. But Brian Sozzi, it is interesting here, the visibility question when it comes to a manufacturer like 3M versus a shipper like UPS.
Yeah, this was by and large a good or decent quarter from a 3M. You mentioned masks, Julie. It was interesting to me, and it's almost hard to believe considering we are still really in the middle of the pandemic. Mask sales down year over year for 3M. That would make sense given the comparison to last year. You saw a lot of people stocking up on masks, and 3M was leading the charge in that regard. But where I think you're seeing the stock get dinged here in the pre-market, and I got a good note from John Inch, analyst that covers 3M over at Gordon Haskett, noting the guidance would imply sales to be down for the remaining 3 quarters versus what they realized in the first quarter. He says the outlook, the fact that they reiterate it, is unreasonably conservative. So surprising to see 3M come out here and not actually raise its guidance off a quarter like this, where they showed margin gains in all their segments except the consumer. So a little weird, and the stock is paying. It's in the penalty box here this morning as a result.
Just want to call out, what 3M says in their consumer business, where they're gaining. It's sort of it's a Mad Libs here, right? It's a bingo of all the things they're gaining from continued trends in home improvement, continued return to school trends that we're expecting to really carry us through the summer, and obviously into next fall. We hope it's a normal school year, as well as return to office. So I guess you get a little bit of it's still the pandemic, everyone's at home all the time, but also things are going to be more normal on the other side of the pandemic there. Just an interesting way to frame how they're seeing that segment of the business, which was up the least on an organic growth basis of its 4 main units. Consumer organic growth up just under 8% in the latest quarter.